Beside me, I have another brand new Cramer tool to show you. It's one I've been very excited to try myself. But first of all, I'm going to answer a question which a lot of you have asked us. Who the hell are Cramer? So let's yeet that one on the ground a minute and tell you a little story. So the Cramer story started several decades ago, much better known on the continent than they are here in the UK market. Back in 2017, a company called Globe Technologies purchased Cramer, or purchased the Cramer brand. And you may know Globe Technologies because they also produce the full Greenworks range. Now, Greenworks are known extremely well worldwide as a market leader in battery-powered technology. They bought the Cramer brand in Europe to be able to represent their commercial, their professional ranges. So they've got Greenworks more for the, should we say, domestic and high-end domestic markets, but they have got the Cramer brand to be their professional line. Now, when the Cramer brand was introduced into the UK market, they used a distributor called Handy Distribution to distribute the products across the country. But since then, they have got now their own UK base. But they haven't just rented a warehouse. No, they have actually bought their land and they are building a bespoke distribution centre near Birmingham so that they can cater and look after all of their customers, not just with product, but with spare parts, backup, after sales, lock stock, the lot. If there's a brand which I'm seeing on the market at the moment, which is making strides and making waves, and I think are going to make a big impression on this market, it is definitely Cramer. Anyway, that's a little bit more history for you about the Cramer brand. I think it's time we now went and assembled that tool. Right, back to the workshop. So as I said, I'm very excited about getting this tool out of the box and going and using it. So I'll keep this as brief as possible because I'm sure that is what you want to see as well. This is the Optimus PST39, P standing for pole, S standing for saw, and T standing for telescopic, and 39 standing for 3.9 meters. So yes, it's a telescopic pole saw. Let's get it out of the box and see what it's all about. So there we are, all assembled. Now I'll give Cramer one thing, and that is that they managed to get that into quite a small box. Some pole saws that turn up are in massive boxes, the full length of the tool. But this just, yeah, spin the engine round, push in the end, put the bar and chain on, and you're a winner, which is great. Now, I know there is a big, or some people get a bit passionate about petrol versus battery. But there's definitely two products on the market, which I would say battery is streets ahead of any petrol machine. Now I know that is a big statement. The first one would be hedge trimmers, whether handheld or long reach. I would choose battery powered hedge trimmers all day long over any petrol that is on the market. Second is a pole saw, where you've got obviously the bar and chain at one end and the motor at one end, and then you've got the battery system at the other. Now, rather than the shaft going all the way up through the tool like you have on petrol machines, because obviously the engine is at the bottom and it's got to get power to the other end, the motor's on the other end, making it really nicely balanced and much easier to use. So that's my two favourite battery tools that are on the market, without a shadow of a doubt. Petrol does not come close. I think we better have a quick little look at these little bits and pieces, and then we'll go and do some cutting. The power head. Now, as I said, the motor is in the power head here, which is nice. Obviously, flip up oil caps so you can get them on and off easily, which makes a big difference. But one thing I really like, not only has it got a magnesium case, but as you can see there, you can actually see right through from one side of the cover to the other. So your debris, when your chips are coming out of your saw, are going to be coming out both sides, so it creates less blockages within the system there, which I think is a big plus, because everyone maintains their chainsaws very well. They always take the clutch cover off and clean their chainsaw off. But the amount of pole pruners people don't take off generally because you don't need to change the chain so often because you're up in the canopy away from things that are going to make your chain blunt, like when people decide to dip their nose into the ground of their saw when using a normal chainsaw, whereas that doesn't seem to happen so much with a pole saw. So it's nice that that does clean itself a little bit easier than others on the market. So it does come with an Oregon bar and chain, which is on a 1/4 inch pitch. I'm not a massive fan of the 1/4 inch because it's quite difficult to sharpen, but on a pole saw it really does make sense. And it even has a debris hook, so when you're up in the canopy and you get a branch stuck, you can use it as a crook to be able to pull the branch down, which I'm sure we'll demonstrate in a minute. Next up is the locking system for the telescopic shaft. Nice, and that is really nice and smooth to push in and out. I think we found exactly the same with the edge trimmers as well. Right, so down the other end of the machine, we are going to be running it on a Core 400 battery, 5.5 amp hour, which is all running on an 82 volt system. Coming up to the controls, you have got obviously just dead man's trigger there, and then a working trigger in underneath, which I'll be honest, I prefer one which is closed in for the main reason when they're put into the back of vans and they're dragged back out the van, because we all know what gardeners' vans look like. There's stuff everywhere. That can tend to get caught. So I think a more solid trigger would be better there. But again, that does actually seem pretty strong, so probably won't cause any issues. And then on the other side, you've got a little on button on the side there. So you can, as I press that, you can see that green light come on and off. And I presume that little light there is for when the chain stalls and you get a little red light pop up on the dash. Right, time to go cutting. So we've got this beautiful area here, which is actually going to be our office eventually when I get around to building it. But we've got to take some overhanging branches down around it, so the perfect time to test the Cramer pole saw. So let's extend her, you undo the little coupling and you pull her out, because I have a feeling I'm going to need it at full length to start with. Let's see how we get on. So the 82 volt PST39, Cramer's professional battery pole saw offering. Right off the bat, it's powered by an 82 volt battery, which straight away you can feel you're getting equivalent petrol power, obviously without the fumes and the noise. Now, with its telescopic shaft, it stretches from a mere 2.5 meters to a fully erect 3.9 meters, so you can reach a great range of branches up to approximately 5 meters from the safety of the ground. It seems solid and stable, which makes the saw easy to guide and control. The chain runs at 18 meters per second, so cutting through these branches is fast and clean. And with this willow, the saw is not struggling or bogging down at all. Cramer state that you can get up to 145 cuts per charge, so you can tackle a lot of work before needing to recharge. It's running a 10-inch bar and chain with a 1/4 inch chain pitch, and the side cover is made from a high-performance plastic. Everything about the saw does seem to be built very well and designed for the professional user. It's also surprisingly easy to handle. It weighs just 5 kilograms as a bare tool and only 7.2 with the battery. Bearing in mind two very common petrol-powered machines on the market weigh over 7.8 kilograms. It's light, balanced and agile and feels really good in your hands. All in all, the Cramer 82 volt PST39 combines power, reach and professional grade specs all in one package. It's perfect if you want the performance of a petrol saw but with all the convenience of battery power. Honestly, once you try it, you're not going to want to give it back. That's all the small stuff done, which is everything from the size of my finger up to about sort of 8 inches. So some nice big stuff in there. All willows, so nice and easy to cut. Let's have a bit of a battery check here a minute. And we are still full. Absolutely incredible. Let's try something a little bit bigger. We're going to need to extend it because I can't quite reach the end, even with this one, I don't think. She's big. Boom! She's on the ground, boys. She is on the ground. Might have knocked over my fencing and my cones, but everyone is safe. I'm still alive, the cameraman is still alive. But that is a fair effort to do that with a pole saw. To take out a 9-inch, 10-inch piece of timber with a pole saw, very happy. think I can honestly say that that is the most powerful pole reach chainsaw I have ever used, and I'm also including petrol within that statistic. But battery power, how long does the battery last? So with everything we've done here, we have still got 3 bars of battery left in a 5.5 amp hour battery. If that's not impressive, I don't know what is. It's got the power, it's got the runtime, it's got the weight, it's got the balance, but there's one thing missing. And that one thing is, I'd say, reasonably important, because it would be on the back of the machine here, and that is a handle for the back of the tool. Because on some petrol machines, you've got an exhaust coming out the back and you can't have a handle, but some do. Some other battery manufacturers have managed to put a handle on here. It just gives you that extra little bit of reach, so you can hold the tool with that hand and hold the handle on the back to be able to go up that a little bit higher. Would that stop me buying one? Probably not, because the power and the runtime and the balance and the full weight of that machine really does make up for it. But all in all, I am super impressed indeed. Now, let us know what you think below in the comments. Would this change your mind to go to battery? Can you see the power that is within this in this video? And is there any other tools that you think we should be reviewing? Anyway, we're Machinery Nation and we bring you videos every single week about tools and machinery. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you soon. Is the bit too short or too long? Come on. Get it out the box. Oh, fuck's sake, I need to say about the brand and the fucking model and everything, don't I? T standing, fuck's sake. PST. P standing for pole. S standing for, fuck it was right. S standing for sugar. Saw. God. S standing for saw, and the other one, fucking gnawing shitbags. How hard can this be? Don't get that confused. It's not post-stress traumatic. Why am I doing that? Because I just got that right. Why did I ruin it? T standing for fuck it, I got that wrong again.